Hello, hello. Welcome to the amazing Nintendo blog consisting of 2 games. I will be doing Captain Toad first. I'm Cadarev. This was originally supposed to be a co-op run on site, but I guess not. So we'll just go right into the game. There will be a cutscene pretty shortly, so don't worry about that. Also, I hope you're all comfy for some chill puzzling action. This amazing tutorial will show you what you can expect. So this is Toad and Toadette, and what you have to do is you have to collect stars. Amazing. So that was the prologue. You will definitely never see this ever again, trust me. This is definitely the only time you will see this. And because I know that the Mario community is very big on lore and everything, don't worry, you will get to see the entire lore of this game because we can't skip cutscenes. And as you may expect from Mario games, the lore is amazing, as you can see right here. So there goes Toadette. Obviously, because it's Captain Toad. Treasure Tracker and not Captain Toadette. So yeah, there we go. First, I will do episode 1, spoiler. So this is kind of a book chapter-based game. So for each chapter we have 1 level. And in each level, as we saw, we have to collect a star to finish the level. First we get kicked out into main menu though, to introduce us to all the options that we have. And with each update there was more stuff added here, so the more up-to-date you are with this game, the more time loss you get automatically because of all these menu points that have to be explained. But sadly I will not get to show you the VR run. It will just be a box standard any % run. So this is the first level, and what you will see is that I will not only get to the end of the level by collecting the star, I will also collect these gems here. Reason for that is that certain points of the story and thus the game are locked behind certain thresholds for the gem count that you have. Each level has 3 gems. So you want to collect a certain amount of gems to proceed in the... Oh, I'm sorry. Time, good idea, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can just... Let me restart, that's perfect actually. Okay, sorry. I got ahead of myself. 3, 2, 1, and go. So let's do that again, as I said. Let's also miss that. So yeah, 3 gems per level. And we want to reach certain thresholds. There we go. So in the end, what we want to have is 155 gems for the final threshold to be taken down, but that is not until quite a bit later. And the first few levels will be kind of introducing us certain elements of the game that you can that you will handle with later on. So you already saw there. Maybe you saw it. You will definitely see in the next level. There is a cursor on screen that I can use to interact with certain items or enemies in the game. If I interact, for example, with the platforms that you will soon see, they will stop rotating, which is good because that allows me to maybe not fall into the water. That would be a good start. They allow me to stop them right there, so usually I would rotate, but like this I can actually make this cycle, continue on. And again here I will freeze them until I actually collected the gem down here. And I will let go so they can rotate further because I need them to be in a specific position right here. Alright. And what you will see after this level is that for each level you don't only have the star, you have the gems, you also have certain bonus objectives. For this level, it was to not destroy the bridge, which we did, and for that we will get a check mark, but actually that's slower. So as you can see, it's like this jingle, and I can't menu right now. So in general, you want to avoid collecting these bonus objectives in the any % run. But sometimes it's not like you can't avoid it, or it would take so much time to avoid these bonus objectives that it's just not worth it, like in that case. Which was would have been one great opportunity to show in the co-op speedrun, because one of the guys can just destroy the bridge and then you don't get the bonus objective. So in this case you can see interacting with these kind of blocks shifts them around. which is also here. I do an extra shift, so I don't get the bonus objective. The bonus objective here is to not use these blocks more than 3 times, which I did, so I don't get the bonus objective. Now the 100% run, for example, would actually require these and a lot more stuff, so I think so far there were 2 100% runs done for the Switch. Both of them took more than 5 hours, so I will not do that. In case you're wondering, the co-op was actually added later on in the game. One of the last year's updates, and you can tell certain stages were definitely not made for co-op. They're pretty easily broken. Others are actually very cool because you can split up and each one goes their separate way. So basically what happens is there is just a second Toad with a kind of a purple, who's kind of purple, and yeah, the other guy controls him. And as you can see, the first 2 levels we just collect everything because the levels are short. The gems are pretty much on their way, or on our way. But soon we will actually skip the first level, so certain levels we have to do. As you can see, like behind this there is no other chapter, so this is like a mandatory chapter. But certain chapters you can skip if you want to, but of course you also don't get any gems, so you better have a good gem route to compensate for that. This is the first and only level in this route where we use the double cherries. I mean, we have to, that's the whole gimmick of this stage. So I control both Toads at the same time now. So this would be one of the levels that just gets completely broken by any percent. Not only is it obviously faster if you don't control 2 Toads at the same time and each one goes their own way, but there's actually a glitch we can do in the co-op speedrun where you can push one Toad with the other one and he can airwalk, and that completely breaks this level. But again, can't show that now. Instead you can see this amazing multitasking here. Yes, just like that. And that was a bit of nice. Maybe I should not get stuck on corners as well. It was a bit of a longer level. Don't worry, soon they will be a bit shorter. But soon we will also get an auto-scroller, which is absolutely amazing. So the next level, level 6, I will skip. Reason for that is, like, the first 2 gems are kind of fast, but the third one is like very out of the way. You have to wait quite a while to get it, so it's just better. Like, we will get some stages where we only collect 2 gems, but they're faster ones than for level 6, so we just skip level 6 and we'll do that later on in another level. Here is the first, or one of the first instances of using restart. So I collect a gem here, I can restart the level, and I keep that gem. Restart was also introduced later on in the same update with co-op, so before that we did not have the option to just restart the level and keep our gems. To do that we kind of had to like kill ourselves, and that in some stages took even longer, so yeah, it was a very big relief to have this restart option. Even though, yeah, as you can see, it allows us to scrap quite a few big chunks of some levels, like in this one, because these pipes are generally very slow. So here comes the previously mentioned auto-scroller. As you may expect, it's a scroller that is automatic. So as soon as you're in this minecart, it will just drive until the end of the level. There are still 3 gems I have to collect. And in this auto-scroller it's also kind of a rail shooter. Nice. Am I gonna miss that? No, good. So this is a rail shooter, and even though you might think this is actually not motion control. Don't ask me why, because in co-op you actually can use motion control for your cursor. But in solo, for whatever reason, you can't. You even were able to use motion control in the Wii U version. So I don't know what happened. But yeah, there is really not much I can do here except wait until the gems appear and collect them. But what I can technically do is collect 100 coins. As you may expect, 100 coins equal 1 extra life, which may be useful later on depending on how terribly this goes. But yeah, even 100 gems is pretty easy here, so not too much to do. We have our 3 gems. Now we just go down this slope. And then it's already time for our first mini-boss. Sorry, this is not drogi, but close enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Tokai. for keeping the order. So next is first mini-boss, Dragodon, who surprisingly is a dragon. And maybe we will also not just see him this once. Guess I forgot to let one of the Parabiddy butts alive. Whatever. So yeah, this is the first level we have to have a certain amount of gems for. Surprisingly, we had that amount. So this is Dragodon, and this is a bit of a longer level, and you will constantly shoot projectiles at us. As you may be familiar with in the Mario universe, usually when you get hit for the first time you shrink in size, and then when you get hit, well, small, you use a life, yes, and lose it as well. Now optimally you would like take the damage there because it's faster and waiting for that cycle, but marathon and so on. So here I want to interact with this kind of slab here because surprisingly there is a ladder on the backside, which allows me to get this gem. Can I please do my best Captain Toad impression? No, because I'm neither Wired Wiki nor Green Snowdogs. I'm incapable of imitating Captain Toad's voice. Which I'm very happy about. But if you want to see someone imitate Captain Toad, yes, whatever. So sometimes this, yeah, exactly, for this, that's the reason why I don't take the damage. Sometimes you can get hit there, which would obviously spell doom if I would have been small. Amazing boss fight. I am indeed excited about that. But I don't have to ruin my voice. So that was kind of the more stressful part of the first episode, because next are the chill levels, as Tokaloni1 can confirm, my trusty co-op partner. But first we have this amazing intermission, and if you want to plug something, Agama, please go ahead, because we will just get a lore update, and as we all know, speedrunners don't care about lore.
I will like to take the time to read a donation. We've got one from Robbie XD.
Oh dear.
Saying, for $5, saying, "Let's go, Cadarev blush."
Thank you, Rob. What an amazing guy. So as you can see, now we're frustrated, I guess, because we missed our chance at rescuing Toadette. Oh well. Guess that's run over. I mean, what? So yeah, this is a very chill level, both solo and co-op. For some reason, I don't know why it's automatic that Toka and myself always breathe like a sigh of relief whenever we get here, because it's just so chill. That is another level where you could easily see how useful it is to have two players and you can split up. Instead, in this case, I have to restart. But obviously one player would have gone the route I just did and the other would do this, so I just have to do them in order. Can we get Agama to do his best Captain Toad impression? I don't know.
Maybe if you donate enough.
There we go. See, that's why he's the donation reader and not me. So that was chapter 11, very chill. Chapter 12 has some history behind it, because this was the chapter I grinded ILs for at last year's SpeedCon for some reason. And I sunk 4 hours in a row into getting IL world record in this, and finally I got it. I don't know why I started with that, but sure. Some people may have witnessed that and were surprised at the energy I showed when going for that IL. But that was any percent and not 3 gems, so completely irrelevant. Not sure you singing karaoke already makes me have a better Captain Toad voice. Yes, this run is absolutely on fire. Definitely not because I started timer late. Sorry about that again. Here I will do another restart. This is the same as in co-op, because if you go through pipes, even in co-op, both players get teleported to the other location. So here I'll just do a restart. No, you're on fire. Everybody's on fire. So yeah, this is a cannon. It's pretty cool, but also annoying, because again, I can't use motion control. I have to use the control stick, which is a bit weird. Lit. I'm trying to think what level 14 is, but I'm old and it's late, so I can't remember. Alright. The level that Toka really likes and I really dislike. So yeah, this would be another case for splitting up, but for some reason I'm alone here. Feels bad, man. Here sometimes you can get a nice shortcut where you can enter this... Yeah, I didn't get it. Like, if you're kind of lucky, you can land on that platform when it's on the ideal height to already enter that walkway, but wasn't the case. But that's fine, because now I don't have to worry about missing that platform. So you can see that the camera is very important in this game, because a lot of like the items and part of the levels are hidden if you don't use it correctly. But it's actually also really cool to see like different runners of this game, because everybody has their own style how to use the camera. I'm very reliant on the shoulder buttons, which turn the camera by 45 degrees. I basically only use those. I very rarely adjust the camera like manually with the right control stick. But other players, for example, basically just hold forward and adjust the camera manually. It's really interesting if you look at different runners. Lately I think a few days ago, there was a Switch update that allows you to remap your buttons, which would allow us to avoid having to claw grip to manually adjust the camera, but I'm so used to using the 45 degree turns at this point, it probably is too late for me to switch. Nice, and I missed that guy. So we'll get the bonus objective, because I'm so good. Yeah, bonus objective here is to not kill any of these bitty butts. So you technically want to kill one if you want to avoid getting the bonus objective. Oh well. Oh boy. That could have ended a lot worse. Also, usually Toka does this shot here, so I will probably miss. Never mind. So there you saw some boost pads. Don't worry, you will get to see more of those. Too late to switch. I pretend like I didn't read that, even though I just read it out loud. As you can see, we're kind of approaching the end of the first book. But first it will get a bit spooky, because it's late at night, and that's when all the spooky runs happen. Nice. Ignore that. That was some spooky menuing. So this is also super confusing, like, oh my god. So confusing. Here sometimes you can only get the gem but not stomp on the Goombas, but I'm bad, so I usually never get that. Yes, exactly. Because the other books will be carbon copies of the first one. We'll just do the first book 3 times. And I will start the timer late each time. I mean, what? Yeah, I think that's just 2 more levels, if I can correctly, to 18. So this is a bit of a longer level. We basically traverse a train twice, once on the top deck, and then we go inside. There is not too much to talk about, so Ogama, if you want to plug something, feel free to.
Sadly, I have to read a donation.
Oh dear.
It's $2 from Floha,
oh
200 85, 58, whatever. And it says, "Come on, Agama, try your best, Captain Todd." And since I do a lot of things for money, apparently, I will try that. Oh yeah, I'm Captain Todd. This is probably terrible. I'm sorry.
Way better than what I could do. Please, can we have a round of applause for Agama? That was amazing. So in this next room, usually in co-op, one of the persons would be destroying the blocks down here because, yeah, as you can see, like I'm actually interacting with them, but the Switch control sometimes just doesn't recognize you hitting the blocks. Amazing. Not as amazing as Agama, but close enough.
Oh god.
So yeah, that's level 17, and now you can see we're in even bigger trouble. Absolutely travesty. Now we get captured as well. Oh no. Yeah, so again, that was Wingo, the main antagonist. Toka previously wrote something about people not being sure what gender Wingo has, and neither am I, and I also don't care. But it's been the subject of long debates in the Captain Toad speedrunning Discord. So here we can actually restart to skip this first cutscene. And then we can try to go for a pretty tricky turnip throw, which would allow us to interrupt. Yeah, okay, we will not get it. So we can try to interrupt her. Yeah, you can see I barely missed her. And yes, I will use her because that's the consensus so far. But now she would blow me to the backside with her wings, so I'll just restart. As I said, if you restart, you keep your gems. So now I will just wait here until she's again on this side, because then I can use this switch here, where my cursor is, which will raise the platform. And once the winds blow, I can actually walk off this side, and it will push me to this ledge, which skips quite a bit. Now, of course, I can collect a gem and continue on. Also, prepare for some amazing airwalking here. Absolutely insane tech. That's all 3 gems, so now we go to the fight phase. So generally, Captain Toad has not all that much RNG, except for the boss fights. And this is the first example. So you have to hit Wingos 3 times with turnips. We kind of have a setup. It's super easy in co-op. For solo, you actually have to really hope for good RNG where she teleports to you. Yeah, that's for example bad. I want her obviously to be on the lower side. So I will just wait until hopefully one day she appears there. Which is not now. Or now. Running this game is fun, by the way. Please. Oh my god. Hallelujah. The reason we want to 3-cycle her is that after the first 2 hits, if you don't hit her immediately again, like I just did, she would A, destroy all the turnips on the field, and B, it would like give a cutscene of Toadette throwing a mushroom to you in case you got hit. Otherwise it's a 1-up mushroom, which is pretty bad. So it's actually worth it to wait out for that 3-cycle. Also, sadly, since we're not 2 players, we can't quick pull Toadette out of the coins here. Also, time is when I touch the star. I'm kidding, this is just the first book. But we will get credits. Amazing. And while during the credits there is not much going on, but I want to point out before I give over the word to Agama that there are some pretty good names in these credits. One of them, for example, being Matthew Potter with 3T. In Matthew, that is, not Potter. But yeah, the credits will last for like a few minutes, 2 or 3. Hi, F-Paul. Anyways, yeah, so their credits will run. Take it away, Agama.
Alright, we have another donation. It's $10 from Smathflax38. saying, "Hi, Caddy. I was told that there's a PoP game, which is 1 hour faster than mine, and yet I'm seeing some non-PoP game here altogether. Why is this, Caddy? Cadarev not ready."
I'm not sure what you mean. This is literally Prince of Persia. I'm running around platforming and I'm collecting treasure. Like, what? We also have Ben Kestno Frenchman. Whatever. But yeah, I think Matthew Potter will soon appear on stream. I hope I didn't miss him already. Yes, amazing. I know. There he is. Matthew Potter, everyone. With 5 T's in total. Yeah, so I want to thank my parents. I mean, what? But yeah, this book has 3 episodes, or 3 books. The first 2 have 18 levels each. The third one has 28. So we still got a bit of fun ahead of us. Oh no, I lied. It's the end. Oh no, it's not the end. This game is so confusing.
What a roller coaster
I know,
of emotions.
right? Like, if only I could have planned ahead. So here we have episode 2, and as I told you, you will definitely never ever see the prologue ever again. But maybe I was lying, I don't know. So this may look familiar to you. I hope it is, otherwise that would mean you didn't watch from the beginning. I mean, what? Yeah, so this is the prologue, this is how you play this game. And we will get yet another cutscene that may look very familiar, but it has a twist. This is absolutely insane, because this time, look at this insane background. Actually, now Toadette can't move, but Toad actually is not blinded this time. And now he gets abducted. Oh no, now I have to play as Toadette, which is actually the good part of the run. So now we come to Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2. Yes, that's true, there are multiple games inside the game. Absolutely insane.
My mind is blown.
So is mine. Someone get Tokaloni, he should take over this run. I'm incapable of continuing. So here we have some very fun valve things that allow us to turn around objects. Sadly, or rather luckily, I don't have a webcam, so you can't see me spin my Joy-Con like an idiot, because my spinning technique is very funny. But if you want to see it, there may be a run at ESA where I was on webcam. So there again we had a restart, because it's just faster than actually going up that ramp again. Oops. Nice. That was not intentional. Whatever. And fun rides, I guess. So while you're in that sliding animation, you can you're invulnerable and you can knock out enemies like that. So at this point, it's probably good to say that you don't have any attacks as Toad or Toadette. But you can destroy, or you can kill enemies obviously with turnips or with like sliding into them. There is a magic pickaxe that lets you become invulnerable and knock out enemies as well. And there is an actual attack, a hidden attack programmed into the game that is never mentioned in the game but will become useful later on. Like, I'm not kidding, there is like a secret technique to get an attack, but don't question it, you will see. I'm not very smart. I just opened the door and let the gem be there. Whatever, I'll recover it. Maybe I'm ahead of what I plan to be because of certain timer shenanigans. Can I drop down there? Yes, I can. Almost like this was planned. Wait, no, I can't. Oh, interesting. Let's look at this level again. So this is what I opened first. Very fun. This may be surprising to you, but that's one of the gems I usually don't get in this level when we play co-op. Exactly. See, Toka knows what's up. So yeah, that's the final stretch here. As you can see on these piranhas, piranha plants, if I interact with their head, they retract all the way to their hideout. If you interact with the stem, then they're just stunned and remain in place. So usually you want to, make them go all the way back. As you may expect from that thumbnail, this is an auto-scroller. Because the first one was so much fun. I think the bonus objective here is either 120 or 140 points, so I could get another one up if I wanted to. But maybe I don't want to. That's just me pretending to actually be skilled enough to get 100 coins. So in case I don't get them, I can say I just didn't want to get an extra life. Yes, so this is Drogi. I mean, what? Come on, that's, yeah, easy. See, 100. Easy. As if it was planned. Yeah, at this point it's also interesting to mention that in co-op you just get 10 lives to start out with. No idea why, but okay. I don't even know what that means, Toka. Also, if you're easily spooked like I am, please don't watch this. That's why I'm really bad at this stage. I'm so spooked I usually can't watch the screen. Yes, and then I miss gems. See, it was all as foretold. But yeah, as soon as I drop down here, some spooky enemies will spawn. Oh no, I got ambushed. And in case you're wondering why I'm not using the correct names of the enemies, it's because I don't know them. So I'm actually not a Mario speedrunner or player in the least bit. Like, the only Mario game I really played is this one, because I absolutely adore Toad and Toadette ever since I played Toad in Mario Kart 64. I haven't played a Mario game since Mario 64, and that's probably for the better. So this is the first level where I only get 2 stars, yes, I wish. 2 gems. And we'll actually kind of cheese them. So the gimmick of this stage is that you can alter the water level. But the first one we can just go in there by kind of walking over that rail, then we restart. And then you're again supposed to raise the water level multiple times to get to the end of the level. But we can do some insane airwalking shenanigans. So if you sprint in this game, you can cross small gaps. And turns out this gap to my right is just big enough where I can cross it while on this pipe, hopefully. There we go. Guess this is no longer a glitchless run. So yeah, the reason why I only collect 2 is, that, again, as I mentioned earlier, the third one is just so far out of the way, especially in solo. Like in co-op we actually get it, which again shows the advantage you have in co-op. With 2 players you can split up, but for solo it's just so far out of the way, it's really not worth it to go for it. Ah, insane teleport. Again, not a glitchless run. What are Kugelwillis? I mean, what?
That's the German name for the rockets.
I know.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Don't worry. I think in English they're bullet bills. That's the only real one like name I know. But as I said, I have no clue about Mario. But Toka taught me some really good enemy names, especially in German. These are ghosts. I mean, what? So here, oh yeah, that's definitely what I wanted. Because I actually need to go here. I mean, what? So yeah, that's the second gem, but what I wanted to say is I have to actually backtrack here, because I need to reach this ladder. And then again we have one of these cool turning things. Sorry for not showing you my insane Joy-Con flicking skills. Toka can vouch for them being pretty terrible. Oh yeah, sorry, forgetting about Spooky Warn. Don't worry again. Please. Here's a quick tip. Oh no, I missed it. Again, Dragodon is hidden behind some more gems. Luckily we had enough. And here he is again. So first time you see these cutscenes, you can't skip them by going restart. But now that we watched it, next time we do that, we actually can mash through this cutscene. After I collected gem, thank you. So now I can just mash through this cutscene because we already watched it once. Amazing. And the reason I restarted there is if I had not, then he would already be on the lower level and the projectiles would hit me, but like that I can advance without them hitting me on the first cycle. Insane strats. I'm not sure why I zoomed in with the camera there. So in this game you can adjust the camera, like if you press X, like as you can see right now the camera is kind of fixed, it doesn't follow Toadette. But if you press X once, like I just did, it actually follows Toadette, and you can press X again and it zooms in further. Sometimes you want to do that because it's easier, and usually you don't want to.
You can highlight the insane strats though.
I'm trying my best. Here I will probably take damage. Oh no. And yeah, that's the second time we face Dragodon. I'm sure it will be the last one, because there is no reason to have 3 Dragodon fights if we have 3 books. Also, a good thing to do when you play co-op is to kind of wrestle for this star, because there's so much time before you actually can collect it. Usually it's just both of us pushing each other out of the way to be the one to collect the star. Absolutely amazing. And this time we get an even better thing, so now we are riding Dragodon. Don't ask me why. But it's really cool because we have this like flame breath and we can alter the height at which we're riding them, and all of what this achieves is absolutely nothing, because even if we collect the coins they don't count towards anything, so you might just as well do nothing. So if you want to talk about something, Agama, please feel free to.
Yeah, I would like to take the time then to remind everyone that this marathon, SpeedCon, online, is benefiting Save the Children. And all over the world, Save the Children takes action in order to help children and families go through this tough period. Whether it be by distributing tablets, books, and educational games to children from low-income families to support their learning at home in Italy, spreading awareness about vital health safety measures in Bangladesh, or providing emergency supplies to families in South Korea. Save the Children is working tirelessly in order to ensure that life can be made easier for all during the pandemic. So please head over to donate.speedcon.eu and get in your donations.
I agree. Meanwhile, I'm in the next level. Hopefully I don't get hit by whatever that enemy is called. I'm sure Toka will be very happy to tell me in chat. And then we actually have to go into this pipe because the third gem is down there. And this time it doesn't make sense to restart, even though it's slow, to go in and out here, because we would be at the start of the level and obviously it's way further to the start than just go out here again. Thank you, Toka. What did I even think about with these names? Alright. Do I do level 11? I'm not sure because I don't yet know what it is. Yes, I do. It's actually one of my favorites. So this is actually a really cool level, I think, also like music-wise. Like, this game has some really good tracks, especially later on. I'm sure certain people will appreciate that. But yeah, this level I really like. Only sad thing about it is all of these cycles, they sadly don't match up anywhere. Like, even here, we can't be fast enough to make that cycle, so it's actually a lot of time spent is just waiting. But maybe we can make the cycle here. Like, that's the only cycle, yeah, even there. This is pretty tight, so whatever. But here we'll see the one secret attack that I mentioned earlier. So if you spin around, you can actually hit certain enemies, like that. That's never mentioned anywhere. And it like stuns you, it stuns yourself for a few seconds afterwards, but it's still faster in this case to knock out the enemy like that instead of going the intended way, which would be to further ascend and then drop down on them. But yeah, that's like the one attack you have, and it's explained that because of the heavy backpack, you can't jump, but it's heavy enough to knock out enemies. Here we can do a neat skip by landing on top of this hedge, so we don't have to get this gem by shooting projectiles. Instead we can just collect all of these gems straight away and head for the exit. Breathtaking. Now that's some really strange language in chat right now. So next level is kind of weird. So this is the pipe level, and while you're in the pipes, the movement speed and everything is set. So we can't really do anything here except choosing what direction we want to go, which makes it a rather easy level, except for when you don't focus, because that's what I just did. Because I was about to say, if you speak at the same time, then things can happen. Okay, so you have to press up. I wasn't sure. This is fine. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to do. So here, sadly, the gems are pretty far spread out, so we first have to go to the left here and collect this magic pickaxe that I may have mentioned earlier, which has a banger of a sound. And it allows us to smash these otherwise insurmountable obstructions here. Don't worry, we will get other magic pickaxes later on. So yeah, you can see like this is another one where obviously co-op would help, because someone could just go to the left and the other person goes to the right. But I don't have that luxury. Also, yeah, that hit is intentional for a change, because it's just faster to take the hit, since you can take a hit. And it's easier. Is 14 the one we only do 2? No, I don't think so. You would think by now I knew which levels are which, but I also forgot that we have another intermission here. And this may look very familiar, because it is, except that they swapped out Toad for Toadette. And she has a lot of fun. Until I guess she doesn't anymore. Also, at least here, they don't cook mushroom soup yet, which later they will. Don't question it. Yes, our co-op IL world record is absolutely insane. Yes, see, I even knew that 14 was the one we only do, or we only get 2 gems. So this is another instance where the 3rd gem is so far away it's not worth it, but it's one of the faster chapters to only get 2 gems. If you don't run into enemies. Which is actually the same in co-op. We also do this level, but we only get 2 gems. Because it's like a mandatory level. But the 3rd gem would be like in another area that is separated by a pipe, so both players would get teleported there, and then getting out of there is very slow, so we just get 2. From now on, I have no clue what. I know there is the one where Toka would remind me that I need to interact with 6 blocks, but I think that's level 16, so I don't know what's next. Ah, the one we skip. Perfect. So yes, this is another one with these push blocks here. Yes, please go around the corner, thank you. There's a lot of stuff there that's going on, but trust me, I hope I know what I'm doing. So here I lure out these first shots so they can already destroy that. Then I collect that gem. Well, just do a co-op run of this with me and I will also talk about you. I mean, what? Oh yeah. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Was that also intentional?
Yes. I wanted to produce enough lag to... I mean, what? I need to make up for the time that I cheated by starting timer late, okay? And again, another mandatory chapter where I only get 2 gems. This is actually really cool in co-op. Because obviously here you have to use the wheel to change the level, but in co-op one of the players can go ahead and actually ride these platforms while the other one is turning them, which actually can allow for some pretty cool shortcuts. Nice. So yeah, the so you can sprint in this game, which I have been doing for most of the time. It's not a like very visible change, like it's slightly faster than normal walking, but it's also on the same button as interacting, which obviously never causes any problems, especially not for these like wheels here, because if you sprint and walk past them while holding the sprint button, you would then interact with them, which obviously you don't want to, so you have to remember to let go of the sprint button. Because multiple actions on the same button are a good idea. Also, I'm not sure if 39 gems is the correct amount for finishing Book 2, but we will see at the end, I guess. So this is the last level of Book 2. It's actually not a boss fight, but more of a gauntlet kind of level where you have to do multiple mini areas in a row. So first here we have some guys to stun up there, so they don't shoot projectiles at me, because that would be mean. So the first gem is kind of hidden in this pipe behind here. You can't see it because I won't turn the camera, so I don't mess up my inputs. But maybe I can show it once I defeated all of them. There we go. Yeah, you can see I had to go around here. And here I want to stun that guy, because here the pipes are kind of crossed over. So I have to throw them into the opposite one. So here you can also see, yeah, that's what they're arranged like. Yeah, like the route between solo and co-op is mostly the same for what levels we do and the amount of gems we get, but some are different. As I said, there are certain levels you can skip in co-op because you can get more gems in other levels. Speaking of co-op, here we could do another cool airwalk to skip a part of the next segment, but I don't have Toka here, which makes me feel very sad. Nice, and then I get stuck on things. So you can see there another cannon is coming up, and you can also see a huge stack of Goombas. Let's go. So I actually need to defeat all enemies here, and there is one gem hidden behind the blocks to my left, so I need to get it there, and more shenanigans. Well, guess someone... what? Am I blind? Or is there someone hiding? Nice! Hello! Oh my god. Very fun. Alright, thank you, Toka. And that's Book 2. Shush Sphere. Maybe. No, there will not be any credits after this, luckily, so we don't have that much of downtime, but we still have downtime because lore and things. But as I said, after this it's the third book. So if you have anything to say, Agama, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to remind everyone once more about all the bid wars that are going on, especially for the games tomorrow morning, in the early morning, for example, for Final Fantasy 13 and for Xenoblade Chronicles. There are still the incentives for the voice language choice. So if you want to have those games played in Japanese or English, head over to donate.speedcon.eu and get on those donations.
Weeps in, by the way. I mean, what? Alright, so episode 3, as I said, is the last one, but this one has 28 levels. Of course we won't do all of them, but still it's by far the one where we do the most in. And as I said, final goal is 155 gems. And also, as you can see, a different prologue for once. Amazing. Also watch this insane shortcut. Wow. And that's that. So obviously, first time Toadette got kidnapped, second time Toad got kidnapped. How could they further expand on this amazing lore? By having Toadette already kidnapped, I guess.
This is insanely creative.
This is why I don't play Mario games. I mean, what? So yeah, in this book we actually cannot really take turns playing Toad and Toadette, but it's more like certain chunks of the first few chapters are Toad, then it's again Toadette and so on. So you get a bit of both of them. But of course the ones with Toadette are the ones that are really important. I mean, what? But this is a bit of a tricky level because it has lava, and lava hurts. Or so I heard. But if everything goes well, we will use restart level again, because this is one of the shortest levels for IL any percent. Because these turning things I'm also on right now, if you interact with them, you stop them. And as you can see, the star is right next to one of them. So let's see how this goes. Wow, look at this IL. That's, by the way, intended. So you get certain times you need to beat to get all of the levels done, and the target time for this is 3 seconds or so. Def intended route. So here we have these really fun zigzags, and they're not fun. I lied. But yeah, what you want to do is you want to have these guys throw their boulders onto them. Certain ones you could technically skip, but that would also skip the gems, so that's not that great of an idea. But you can freeze them in midair, which is good, because that lets me prepare that one, for example, so now I don't have to wait for him to pull out this one. And that's that. Now the next one, I know at least one person in chat really likes, because it has a really good soundtrack. But I also know one person who really doesn't like this level, because you can lose a lot of time, and that person is me. As you can tell, this is a music-based level. So whenever it beeps for the 5th time, the blocks change. But in this case, you can just get the first 2 and restart level, because it's faster than waiting for the blocks to spawn again. But as you also can tell, because of all these times we have to wait, it would be unfortunate if I were to die. And that's the 3rd one. Phew. Nerve-wracking. So if you missed the magic pickaxe, don't worry, next level will have plenty of that. There is actually a pretty cool out of bounds clip you can do here for ILs, but it's also very tricky and it would skip certain gems, so it's a no-no for the full game run, luckily, because that would be pretty stupid to do. So the first one is here, and again, before restart level this was a travesty because you had to wait until the pickaxe ran out and then you would have to lower the water level and all that stuff. So luckily now we can just restart level and get more magic pickaxes. And listen to this amazing soundtrack. I think it was this one, yes. I actually remembered for once. It's okay, I'll give you one more. But that's enough. Alright, so as I said, now we switch over to Toadette. So now it's again good time. I mean, what? So this level is pretty cycle based, because these enemies we can't do anything against them, we just have to wait out their cycles. And soon we will have the waterfall cycle, which is even worse. To activate this, as you can see there's a gem inside, so first time we actually go inside this log here. Ideally we won't do that on the second go, because now we go down to collect the third gem. Because you can actually kind of take a shortcut. It's not huge, but we can try to go for it. By actually clipping up here. Insane. So we don't have to go inside and drop out on this part. When is all gems? I don't know. Ask Toka when he comes over so we can do it co-op, because I will not do it solo. As you can see, I can't remember 155 gems in solo. How am I supposed to... Yes, how am I supposed to remember 204? So there I restarted because, like, while there are... Like, the tiles that break here are predetermined, but you can kind of walk over, like, their edge, which allows for some shortcuts. Nice. That's fine here, by the way. And again here, like, you will hopefully not see it, because hopefully the tiles won't break. Yeah, here, the two other ones that I just crossed usually break, but if you just run across the edge, it doesn't activate them, luckily. So this next level is my nightmare, my nemesis. Like, as you will see at the end, there is this kind of spinning hamster wheel, which I absolutely despise because I tend to not be too good at it. Also, I don't know why I got hit there, but sure. So this one, you're also supposed to get inside, but you can skip it by just walking across the ledge there. And now we go up for the next gem. Hopefully don't get hit. Sir, can... What? Nice. Didn't know you can be out of range. Okay. So now we go into this hamster wheel, and as I said, like, it's... At least I find it very sensitive. Like, luckily you can stop it by interacting with it. This should be okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, but the fact that you have these enemies here is not helping the cause. But of course I would never screw up that level, is what I meant to say with all of that. Yes. Another really cool level for co-op, but I also actually like it for solo. Very button-based here to lower and raise these blocks. Slightly different routes between solo and co-op. But... well... would help to hit things. So that's how you don't do it. Please retract. Thank you. There we go. And the next button that you're supposed to push when you're here, so this one down here, you can sometimes skip, yeah, but I'll just do it the safe way. Like, the slope here you can actually kind of bypass the button sometimes, but it takes a bit of a lineup and I don't care right now. Alright. Get excited for yet another auto-scroller rail shooter. This time it's even worse, because the first part there's absolutely nothing to do, there aren't even any gems. And then on the second part there are 3 gems that all of them you can miss. And the entire level is like 2 minutes long, so if you miss them you don't really want to repeat it and you have to do extra levels to make up for the lost gems. So that's gonna be fun. But until then, there's not too much to say right now, so if you have anything to say, Agama, please feel free to.
Yeah, I would like to remind everyone that beside Bid Wars, there's also an incentive going on for Cadarev to attempt a secret boss called Dreizang in Octopus Traveler later on in the marathon. We're currently at $2 from 100. I guess those $2 came from a donation that made me sound like Captain Toad. So thank you for that, I guess. But let's get those other $98, please.
Alright, so this is like the first... It's not even a checkpoint, that's the sad part. If you restart, it's not a checkpoint, I think. I haven't restarted there. And I will not try here in case I screw up. So this damage boost is intended because taking care of these guys takes way too long. So the first gem is inside this pyramid. Usually you won't get to it from this side because of how these indestructible blocks are arranged. So usually you have to go on the back side. Thank you. And now the next one is guarded by a lot of these zombies enemies, but there is a power block that I could be able to hit. Thank you, and that of course makes things a lot easier. And the very final one is actually not on inside the blocks that you can see right ahead of us. There is only a 1-up mushroom that would be handy right there, but it's also a bonus objective, so I will not get it, because of course these 2 seconds are way more important than getting an extra life for insurance. That was close. So yeah, that's all 3 of them, and that's the end of the auto-scroller soon. Also you can switch perspectives, which doesn't help because the third-person mode is terrible.
It doesn't have a crosshair or anything?
Nope.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes. So again, don't question whatever Captain Toad is preparing here for dinner. I at least won't. Because there is definitely no mushrooms in his tent he could use for this meal. Or around him for that matter. But yeah, again, you probably know this kind of cutscene by now, and I assume we will be mad. Oh, look, I was right. It's insane.
It's as if you've played the game before.
Yes, or watched the previous 2 cutscenes that were exactly the same. Okay,
wait,
so,
what?
I'm sorry. So this is a bit of a tricky level. So these paths obviously retract after a while, so you better hurry up. It's not a problem for this one, but if you want to be fast, you do the next 2 simultaneously, because here is a gem. And now you want to get this gem, but you want to cross over onto this one. As you can see, it's already starting to go back. Yeah, this should be fine. But if you like don't take corners correctly, you can really run into trouble here. Yeah, that's fine. Clearly someone isn't watching. I remain neutral on that proposition. So what could be behind this gem barrier? Oh no, it's Dragodon. Except this time he's golden for reasons, and as you may expect, this is the last time we fight him. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of interactable blocks. Yeah, can be pretty bad if you die here, because obviously lava isn't healthy and it's a one-shot. So hopefully I can avoid that, but no guarantee. Also, super intense music. Also, cannons. It is a bit Monka S here, because you have to push this block while you're hovering above lava, but luckily I was able to avoid death. And catch that one. And now we just need this gem here, which is actually easier than the ones before, so very good arrangement, I guess. And that's almost it, so now we just need to make it to the end. I'm never sure if you can actually outrun these panels here. I feel like you can, which is why I usually don't sprint there, just to be safe. Because it happens so often that I'm way faster than I want to be, I swear. Never have problems with being too slow. So yeah, that's hopefully and definitively the last time that we had to battle Dragodon.
You mean until Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 4?
I'm just thinking, because there has been DLC, but I don't think we fight him there. I'm actually not sure. Maybe I should not have said that. Oh well. For this run at least.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Let me just see what the next level is, if there is something to explain. We skipped that. The only thing I can explain here is that the music is amazing, but other than that, no, you can go ahead.
We've got a $5 donation from 7Bald7. First time watcher, first time donator from home. I'm donating toward an all gems run by Cadarev at the end of the marathon.
Well,
I
better
think that
ask.
should be a bonus incentive.
Yes, I don't think so, but I'm willing to bow down to our overlord DJ F. Paul, whatever the scheduling team says. Which would also mean that I would have to learn the remaining chapters and oh my god, whatever. But yeah, really cool level here, as you can see. Very nice music, but also pretty short. Skip. And more train action, but this time only one way. But we will have to pull the aggro of this guy up here, so he sees you and then he just goes in a straight line towards he saw you. Seems kind of dumb, but we actually need him for the third gem in this level. And it can be pretty tricky to control where he goes. So hopefully he will behave. Spoiler, usually he does. So for example here we can kind of run alongside him, but now he will go straight down, that's a bit dumb. But yeah, we need him to destroy these blocks for us. And now we will just damage boost through him. And that's that. Thank you for interpreting the words of 7Ball7, Mr. 7 Eraser 7. Toka, can you check if 135 gems after this level is correct? I swear I have done a solo run of this before. So this is a pretty long level, but it's mandatory. It's basically you just ascend this tower, but you also have to take some detours because you have to rotate certain parts of it. And it has these pipes. For some reason the final blue pipe has some really weird, like, not really collision, but detection of whether you entered it or not. So I will pause on that one for a bit. Also here you have to collect a key to throw into this platform so we can retrieve it on the upper level. Actually, this might... Okay. Sometimes the key gets destroyed by bumping into that ledge there. Also, usually I don't get hit there. Also, usually I don't miss that cycle. But this time the key was at the other end, so obviously it took a bit longer. So the key we need for this door, which has a gem. And now we want to land on this button to rotate the tower, because otherwise we can't... 135. Otherwise we can't reach the final part. Razor feeding false information? What the heck? I don't know what level... Oh, right, route change. Yes, correct. Okay, so it's all good, it's all good. Yes, yes. So in my PB I did easier level for one of the 2 gem levels. But because this is a marathon and people like laughing at people who mess up, I chose to go for the more difficult one, which actually will come up soon. Haha. So yeah, that's that. Nice map. Yes, okay, so 130, yes, it's all good. So 19 we skip, 20 I will do, but I didn't do in PB. It all makes sense now. And again, here we're riding Dragodon for not even story reasons, because there is no story progression here. We just ride them for the sake of it, I guess.
I mean, riding a dragon is pretty cool.
That is true. That is
gold
true.
one that...
Gold one that got hit in the head 3 times. But... I mean, if at least we could keep the coins and get extra lives, but no. There is a rumor that if you get hit less often by enemies, you can save frames, but from all the research done by the very numerous researchers in the Captain Toad community, this has not found to be true. Yet. So level 20 is the one that I skipped in my PB because I'm really bad at it, but that's fun. So these turny things are terrible. What we need to do is create a bridge to the star and collect the gems alongside. Now, the problem is that we don't use the bridge as it was intended to be made, because we will use this part already, which obviously you shouldn't, because there is a blocker on the left side. Also, we hopefully can snag that one. Yes, good. So that's all the gems we get, but now we kind of want to stop it there, and let's see. This is already looking a bit sketchy. Never mind, I'm amazing at this game. So yeah, that's kind of the faster 2-level strat. There's another level that I skipped earlier where it's you don't have any of these uncertainties like I had in this level, because this can go out of control really easily. Also, this is a really cool level, which is a 2-minute auto-scroller that you can't speed up, but if you die, you go all the way back. And I may or may not have died in one of our co-op runs here. Which is the reason why, for some reason, we had a 2-minute time save in the next run. Oops. But yeah, you're being pestered by these ghosts, boos. Boos you can knock out with your flashlight on your head, but it takes a while. And if one of these blocks falls through them, the entire attack gets interrupted, which is really annoying. And here I have to wait to backtrack to get this gem. Also, I'm shaking. Oh no, there's even more now. I don't even know what these are called, because they're certainly not boos. Like, I legitimately don't know, but also I don't think it's critical to the story. Also,
critical to the story?
Shh. That is the 3rd one. But if you thought this was spooky already, check this out. Oh no. It's a big boo. Heart-pounding action.
It's so fast I can barely follow.
So fast it's distorting the time-space continuum.
Maybe that's why the boos explode.
Alright, with that behind us, 140 should be okay. I think we only have 3 left. Thank you, Toka, for that lore update. This level is actually amazing in co-op because you can kind of do an unintended strat, but you will not see that here. So I don't know why I told you that. It's still pretty cool in solo because we can cross these gaps without interacting with these blocks, but now we have to make progress. So I'm sorry if you can't see all of the level because I'm just used to having the camera as immobile as possible. I hope I can squeeze through. Yes, good. Now, Eraser, you may have confused this game with a different game published by Nintendo, which is also amazing, but I think that's more in the realm of Pokemon. So here, this carousel is pretty interesting. It's on a like set cycle. And we will get the 3 gems like in order, but then we will restart because waiting for the entire thing to turn around again would be very slow. And again I will go for another IL world record attempt live on stream. Hopefully I can get it. Yes, restart, let's go. Oh, perfect. 2 seconds, world record. So if you interact with the carousel, it stops. And since the star is right at the start, it's highly interactive and difficult level to finish. But yeah, obviously we want the gems, because they're pretty fast. Now this level is a bit more tricky, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I need the boulders to destroy certain objects, and I need to make sure to not get hit, and to always have the blocks in the correct position, because they only destroy the objects if they're in the correct position, and blah blah blah. Just don't worry about it. I have to worry about it. That's 1 gem, then I need the key here, because I need to open the door downstairs. Hopefully don't get hit by the projectiles. There's gem 2. Also some funky music. I can take 1 hit, I won't take it here. Usually I don't turn the camera that early, so I don't know why I did that. So that's the 3rd gem, and now I can go to finish. There we go. Yeah, this looks not that special, but it's definitely one of the more complicated levels. Again, very well made for co-op because you can split up, but in solo you have to do all of it. And I think that's good from the gem count, because we have 2 more levels, and I will get all 3 gems in both of them, hopefully. There are some pretty interesting skips in this one, but we also want gems, so I will not show them, but trust me, they're very interesting. And it's definitely not because I can't do them consistently. And that would be hilarious. Oh look, I think these are more Kugelbillies. What? So yeah, gem 1 is here. Also I hope you missed the magic pickaxe, because soon TM. But first I will need to snipe this gem, which is actually a bit tricky because sometimes... Okay, good. Controller drift didn't happen. So here we have the magic pickaxe, because we need it for the 3rd and final gem, and to also access the star. Perfect. Now just don't fall down. That would be hilarious and definitely never happened. Maybe because I can do co-op runs with an amazing person like @Tokaloni1. And here we have a lot of boosters and a lot of action. Hot action. Haha, get it because it's lava. So yeah, actually after running over a booster you can't stop for like as long as the boost lasts, so you actually have to keep moving. So while all of this is not too difficult, it is kind of like you have to get used to it. Amazing. I will wait that out. Yeah, as you can see, this can be a bit of a trap. But not this time. And here we can skip a part of the level because obviously while you're in the boosted state you're pretty quick and that lets you skip over smaller gaps like that. Yes, exactly like that. I just wanted to show you how to not do.
Basically that gap was too large.
Yes, definitely. That's exactly what I wanted to show. I may also be rather happy that we don't have to do this in the co-op run. So now obviously I don't have to go to the left because I already collected that gem. Next try. Wow. Seems rather simple if you don't screw up. So that should be 155 gems, which lets us access the final 2 levels. First one is, like, obviously from now on we don't care about gems, so this one is just straight up run to the star. And then level 28, not all that surprisingly, will be a boss fight. With, of course, some platforming first, but the main part will be the boss fight. And I can already tell you now that it's gonna be Wingo, except worse with RNG, so that should be fun. But if you want to clock anything before the final boss, Agama, please feel free to, because as I said, this is just a lot of running and hopefully not getting hit.
Yeah, once more I would like to remind all the viewers that all the donations will go towards Save the Children. With the rise of the COVID-19 pandemic, the crumble of healthcare systems as well as economic slums can tear families apart. Save the Children is therefore quickly adapting in order to take prompt actions all over the world to ensure that as many children may get the economical, sociological, educational, moral and of course health support that they need in these difficult times. All while also still supporting for other crises, including conflict or natural disasters. So if you donate, you will do a very good thing, so please consider donating.
Alright, so Wingo 2. You will see at the start, I will not run straight like into the level. I will at the very start, but after the first level I will wait for a bit. Reason for that is Wingo starts teleporting away in cycles. So at the start of each cycle she teleports away. And if I time it correctly, I can actually skip kind of a cycle, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. You will see what I mean. So on this ledge up here, I will wait for a bit. If I would run straight, Wingo would immediately teleport away, but if I wait correctly... Now she stays for a while. And it should be long enough where I can make it to the top of this ladder without her blowing it away. Yes. So that skips having to wait for her to push it back into the correct position, which is a pretty neat strat. Now that brings us to the second part. So this actually is a checkpoint here. It's a bit like too early for my liking. So if you die at the boss fight, you get set back here, which is eh. But at least you have one and you don't have to do that first part each time again, just in case you screw up. So yeah, here we just have to wait for the correct wind. And on the final part, we can actually kind of abuse the wind again to take a shortcut. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to climb up on these blocks here and then across on these platforms. But we can just wait here for some wind from the back. and then cross right over here. And yeah, now we get to Wingo, same principle as before, 3 hits, except this time there are also lightning bolts, and her pattern is a lot less predictable. So this might go very, very poorly. Yeah, that's not good at all. Oh well. Yeah, usually you want to be down here, because it's most likely that she will appear there, but now I kind of have to hope that she appears there. Yeah, now I have to hope she does half a circle, whatever, we'll see. This is another one where Cope comes in really handy. Nah, sadly she flew away. Maybe? Nope. Yeah, now she will, now the lightning bolts will destroy the turnips if they're close by. Yeah, that might actually make them survive, nice. Okay, come over here, please. No, don't do that. No, don't do... There we go. Oh well, whatever, that's good enough. So time is when I touch the final star. So first again I have to plug out Toadette, but you can get ready on time. This time I remembered. I don't know what time is, but even if it's good, remember that it should be 1 minute more. Oops. So this is not time yet, I have to touch the star. Which is soon, let's say 3, 2, 1, now. Absolutely insane. Can somebody please tell me the time?
1:24:16.
1:20. Okay, yeah, never mind, then that's fine. Yeah, okay.
Without the edit minute.
Yeah. But even then, it would be easily within estimate. That's cool. So, in case you're wondering, yes, these are the exact same credits. Don't question it. But yeah, thank you very much for the GGs. So at the end of these credits, there would actually be like a kind of a, yeah, I don't know what to say, a reveal that this is kind of connected to Super Mario Odyssey. But as you know by now, I have not played that game, so I cannot tell you the significance. So after this, you also unlock some bonus levels that are themed from Odyssey. I think in the original Wii U version it was not from there, it was from Super Mario 3D World, where this whole concept of Captain Toad was born. Like there, it was for the first time that you could, like, basically it was a mini game there or something. I don't know, as I said, I've never played them. What is also interesting is that the entire concept for Captain Toad was originally designed to feature Link instead of Toad. But they decided to go for Toad because Link was too courageous for this. So keep that in mind. They literally said he's also courageous, but maybe not as much. So that's great. But yeah, that was Captain Toad. I don't know if there's anything else that should be said. I don't know if we need to cover some more time. Any updates on that?
I think we're pretty good to go to an intermission.
Oh, that sounds very good. Yeah, thank you for hosting. And enjoy the rest of the marathon. If you, for some reason, want to see more of me, I will have a Lara Croft Temple of Osiris run tomorrow, which was also supposed to be co-op, but oh well. But yeah, as I said, now is the second part of the insane Nintendo block out of 2 games. It will be Skyward Sword, so enjoy that.